Workforce management allows us the ability to set a schedule pattern for hourly employees. Although many of our hourly employees work the same shift over and over, some employees may have a varying schedule each week based on their role and the needs of their communities or departments. Let's take a look at the schedule planner in workforce management. First, we'll start with logging into workforce management. Then we're going to go to the main menu and select schedule and then schedule planner with absence calendar. Now, once we get into the absence calendar, we can go in and we can search for whichever employee it is that we're wanting to work with. Now, if you've got multiple employees that you want to change the schedule for, you can still do that as well. You would just simply select the first one and then go ahead and change that last name. And when that other employee comes up, you'll also select that checkbox. So you can make multi edits within the schedule planner, which is fantastic. So here, if we go ahead and take a look at Brad's schedule, we can see that Brad is scheduled from 8:30 to 5:30. He's also going to be taking a lunch break between 12:30 and 1:30 daily. Now, for this example, Brad's schedule is going on forever. We can go in and we can edit how long we want that schedule to last. So by right clicking on Brad's name, that's going to bring up the schedule pattern that has been built in. Now, for your employees, you're going to see this as well. All hourly employee schedules should be looking a little something like this. So let's say that we want to totally end this schedule. We can go in and specify a date that we would like for that schedule to end. Let's say we want that to end on the 18th. And now Brad is going to have a totally different schedule. So we can come in here to the new pattern. We can come into the pattern template. And let's say instead of 8:30 to 5:30, his schedule's going to change and he's now going to be working 8 to 5. So we have ended the first schedule by giving an end date. We have added the other schedule, and now we're going to leave that lasting forever. Now, we can also go in and designate this to last for a specific number of weeks. So, let's say that you're a leasing specialist and your property during the summer hours, maybe it's going to stay open a little bit later. So, your schedule could potentially be adjusted to go maybe 9 to 6 instead of 8 to 5. And we would just run that through those summer months. So you can choose a specific date, you can pick the number of weeks. It's really up to you how you would like to set that up. But for this example, let's say that we're going to change Brad 8 to 5. We'll go ahead and click apply, and that will then change that schedule going forward. Now, here you can see that we've got that secondary schedule still showing. So we need to go in and delete this. So, really easy to do. All we need to do is click on that schedule. We can right click and simply click delete, and it's gone. We'll want to go ahead and save. And now we can see that Brad's schedule is set 8 to 5. Now, let's say for this example that we need some extra help on the weekend. What we can do is give Brad Wednesday, March 20th off, and instead let's have him come in on the 23rd. So, really easy edit to do. We just simply come in and click on the schedule. Let's right click, and we just are going to delete. Now, on Saturday, we'll come to this cell, we'll right click, and now we're going to insert a shift template. So we can come in and we can select a pre built template. Let's say that Brad is going to work 10 to 4. It'll add that right in, and we can simply click save. Now, let's say that the shift that you wanted to add for Brad, let's say that wasn't available in that list. We will go ahead and take this out for that example. So you've looked at the shift template list, your specific shift isn't in there. Let's say it's 10 to 1 and we don't have a 10 to 1 in there. You would simply come to add shift, and here we can come down to regular time. Let's change this to 10 a.m. and then we'll just add in our end time. So probably not 1 a.m., but let's say 1 p.m. Here and we want to make sure we've got the right dates in there. So we've got 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. We can simply click apply. And now that's going to add in that shift right there on Saturday. And then when you hover over it, you can see he's got a total of 3 hours there. You'll just click save. And now that time has been deleted from Wednesday. And now we've added in a shift template for Saturday, March 23rd. Remember that the breaks have already been built into all of the shifts, especially if those shifts are taking place 8 hours or potentially longer. Now, if you need to go in and add a shift, we would simply come in. Let's say that we're going to add Brad back in on Wednesday, the 20th. We would then right click. We would add the shift. And let's say that we need to get him in there for another 8 hour period. What we can do, we can either use the slider here and we can select assign breaks, or we can come down here to where it says regular. And if you have this drop down, you can see that we also have the option for a break. So we could come into this area. We could enter an 8 a.m. start time with a, let's say we are going to do a 12 p.m. break. And then we would hit the plus sign to add a segment. Now we're going to enter in a break, and let's say that's going to go from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. We need to add that in. But now we need to put in another segment so they can finish out their day. So that is going to automatically default to the start time that their break ends, so 1 p.m. And let's say that we're going to have him, let's say for this example, we just need him to work a little bit longer today. We've got maybe some make readies to do. So let's say 6 p.m. and we'll go ahead and add that. So here we've got our start time from 8 to 12, a lunch break from 12 to 1, and then a regular time from 1 to 6. Now, we can repeat this shift. Let's say that maybe we need him to do this for a couple of days. We could actually add in the number of days. For this example, let's just go ahead and leave 1 day and we'll click apply, and that just puts that directly on the timesheet for us. We'll click save. And now that new time has been entered on in addition to the schedule pattern. Now let's take a look at the employee timesheet so we can see how that schedule appears on the time card. If we log into Workforce Management and go to the main menu, we can go to Time and Time Cards. We'll pull up the employee that we want to review, and for this example, we'll be taking a look at Brad Pitt's time card. Here in purple, you can see that Brad's schedule is built in the shift column, his total daily is calculated for us. Now, for this example, Brad did not clock in or out at all today. However, had he clocked in or out, we would then see the actual punch time and the total calculated off of those actual punches. We would see that totaled here. Now, on Brad's timesheet, let's go up to the time frame selector and let's take a look at the previous pay period. Now, on the previous pay period, you could see that on Tuesday, March 12th, that Brad did clock in. It looks like actually the manager entered the 8 a.m., the 12 p.m., and the 1 p.m., but it looks like Brad did go in and left at 4 p.m. So you can see instead of an 8 hour day, Brad's totals did go ahead and calculate off of what was entered versus what that schedule was. If we need to make a quick edit within the time card, we can actually do so. So this edit wouldn't be for ongoing and editing that schedule for each and every time, but maybe it's a one time only. So for this example, you can see that on Monday, March 18th, that Brad, instead of coming back at 1 o'clock, he actually didn't come back until 1:30. And so this edit was simply made by right clicking within that cell, clicking on the edit pencil, and then coming in and changing this return time to 1:30 p.m. We can hit apply, and now you can see that it also changed that time for the next day. Now, let's say that Brad on Monday, he went ahead and he stayed a little bit later because he didn't want to lose that 30 minutes. We can also go in and right click again, click on edit, and now let's say that he worked until 5:30 but didn't punch out. So now we can go in and actually make that edit, and it will show that the manager went ahead and made that, and now he's back up to a total of 8 hours. So you can make those edits long term within the schedule planner with absence calendar, or you can make quick edits within the employee time card. For more information regarding recording time, please review SOP 310. For any further questions that you may have regarding errors, corrections, or any edits regarding a timesheet, please email Human Resources Payroll at Selden.com.